Hi, I'm Mark from Public Ohio Sportsman, the YouTube channel, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to tie jigs. How to tie jigs. Most of these materials would be what you would get to tie flies with. I don't fly fish personally, but I do have the materials that you'll need. I have yarn and a nice little spooler type deal, a clamp for the hook, and it's just a C-clamp. It's a nice little work area as well. I have what's called flash. It's a pink flash. It's almost like tinsel to give it some movement in the water. You can order this stuff on Amazon, anywhere. Cabela's. This is marabou, which is pink marabou. It's very, as you can tell, it's very soft and strainy. It'll give the lure good movement in the water. So today I'm going to show you how to make your own. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tie. And keep in mind, I've done this for not very long at all. Probably about a month. I think I've tied, 5, 6 a night or something here and there. But usually it's just starting the first knot. I always just do a regular knot. And then you're going to want to come up a little bit so you can see. I always take the knot and put it right behind. There's a little piece right there on that jig head. I don't make my own jig heads. I order them. I was looking online, Etsy. There's people selling these for $7.50 a piece, and you can make them for a lot cheaper. So you see that little hook right there where I'm getting stuck on now that I tied my knot. I'm going to go ahead and trim this. And I got that out of the way. So after that, I'm going to hold and wrap it loosely a few times, just so the feathers and stuff have something to hold on to. And I'm just kind of keeping it below that barb area. That's fine. I'm going to start. I already did my own version of I already pre-measured everything for video purposes. We do have kids, so we want to make things as quick as possible if we can. So I'm actually going around the base now, right there, with it. And I'm just wrapping it to make sure it's good and in there. Now I'm going to take the flash with a little bit of more marabou, and I'm going to put it on the bottom because we're kind of tying up the side real nice. That way when I go to flip it, because I have a nice little and once you do this enough, you can really get fast at it. I know guys are a lot faster than I am. This is just a basic rundown video that I'm in a kind of a time crunch to produce, but not really. I'm just trying to tie up the most. But you see how that kind of gives it a flash, and it's got some movement there. So what I'm going to do now is I can actually move this piece a little bit. And if I wanted to get my bottom end now, you can take it off too. I mean, it's going to hold. It's not going to go anywhere. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to see the exposed hook knot. I got some stuff underneath. I'm just going to kind of make my way around all 4 sides. But my main sides that I want to get are the bottom and the top. Because, the bottom you want material at, and the top you're going to want material at. So I'm going to do this. Wrap this up here a couple times. And it's really no big deal if you, if you see little strands and stuff. This is no perfect. I have another set of flash and everything, and some of the pink marabou to go on top. That's good enough for me. Let me flip her over. So now I have access to the side that I didn't. Remember I said we'd get all 4 sides. One of these little fly tying things off Amazon or Cabela's or wherever you want to order one from are a lifesaver, because you can literally just take it like that now. And then I'm just going to keep wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it and wrapping it. Make sure you got it good. You start to see red again. It's a good sign. That means you're getting a good. And this is when you kind of want to go pretty tight with it, you know. You're getting close to the end. And then just do the last of this on the other side. I'll pull out those pieces of flash and stuff too. Let me flip it. Actually, I can just open it. Get to this other side. Right up in here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm actually having a hard time just seeing the hook. Alright, I got it. So there's a good angle around the opposite side now. See how I just kind of got a good base now. All around there's something flashing and moving in this lure, because that's the point of jigs. It's to move through the water with elegance, and fish will come and grab them. If you ask anybody over 50 about hair tie jigs and stuff like that, this is a real big pattern for steelhead on Lake Erie. I'm going to show you guys some different stuff on that here shortly, actually. Okay, so now that we're done here, this is a quick tie down. I always take it like this, put it around the jig head, tie it. Tie the jig head up real nice. And you see all the stuff that's on the top. Now we're gonna just tie this off at this point. Well, actually, I'm gonna make sure that it has an even head all the way around. So I actually got a knot on it now. But yeah, you're just gonna wanna make sure that you have a nice even head all the way around this lure. And what's funny is when you watch this stuff is also very fluffy. This is UV glue that I ordered from Amazon. It's for fly tying, but you can use it for jigs. It's to harden the body up. Actually, before I even put another drop on there, I want to tie this very tight just to make sure that that material doesn't ever come loose. So now that I got this material and everything, I'm tying it. Even basic knots, this stuff really hardens. But what I'm doing, I'm taking it like that. See? I'm flipping it around, and I'm putting it over the head. I'm tightening it. Okay, so that's good enough for me for now. And I'm gonna go ahead. Pink is a real good Lake Erie or trout color. I'm gonna try it on bass this year, but steelhead love these like marabou pink jigs. And it's kind of like your own creation too. So once you start catching fish on these, it's gonna be cool because you'll understand what colors, what seasons, things like that. Now this is a UV flashlight. This is a UV glue. Okay, for the hardener of the thread, the threaded area. And then all you're gonna do then is go like this. And at that point, it hardens that glue, and it should be all cured and good. So you can take it and you can cut it. And then from there, there is your hair jig. And look, it's hard. I wish I could tap it. I don't know if you can hear that. It's nice and hard. It's not going nowhere. Take a couple handfuls off. you're always gonna have something fall off, like some of these little pieces that just never sat right. But after that, you have your jig, and you can even, I'm not gonna even do anything to this one. I'm just gonna leave it like this because I like the motion that it's gonna have in the water. So we'll put that one aside, and then on top of that, the flash can also be used to tie it. So real quick, before I get off here, I'm also going to show you this. I tied a bunch. So I made a fire tire type pattern with the flash with the green, with the yellow in the middle, and then that orange with the red. And this is a 1/32 ounce eagle claw jig head. So I'm going to show you how to make the actual fire tiger stripes. It's very simple, and it makes it look so beforehand. All right, so then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to take just any piece of paper, take a Sharpie, and just tap at it. Tap at it, make it some little streaks, and use some scrap paper that you don't care about, and then go to the end. And do the same thing to the end. Or however big your lure is and how long it is, you know, how much of the fire tiger stuff you could do. But personally, for me, I go like that, and then I can mimic it on the other side because I can somewhat see it still, because I already did it on that other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here, just to kind of even it out a little bit, make it work. So you see how you can see where you did it on the other side. So now I know, you know, there it is there. It's more dominant that way too. You can see it a lot easier. So I'm just going to do the same thing, but just on the other side so it's still. Alright, and let's take it off and look at the final product real quick. There you have it. Nice little jig. Let me do it on a nice white background for you. And that's a fire tiger pattern. And I'm also going to go over a couple quick techniques on how to tie. Well, I already showed you how to tie and some of that stuff. Now I'm going to show you some techniques to how to use these jigs. This is what I would use for trout in a river, steelhead, preferably. This is an eagle claw bottom bouncer. It gives you weight in the river. If you notice, there's a piece of metal right here. This is going to keep you from getting snagged and stuff, and you'll be able to, it's bendable. It helps. I tied a nice little leader, a basic just kind of hook knot that I can show later on. I do this with all of my stuff though. And then this is almost resembles, these are bobber stoppers, these little beads. I put them here because steelhead, their eggs are similar. So then 6 to 8 inches down, if I have a jig and this is going down the river and they see those eggs, that's going to catch their attention, but then this is also going to be behind it too. So they might even come up here and then turn and hook themselves in the mouth. So that's, and it's a snag-free way, because you will get a lot of snags in rivers. I don't care where you fish, unless you fished it, you know where every log's at and have practiced and can put your fishing set up in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket in your backyard. I don't suggest just not going with a bunch. So I'm going to set this up here if it'll cooperate. Next thing, for stock trout or any panfish, bluegill, crappie, whatever. I have a Phil bobber here. Phil is an amazing, nice little bobber, and I have these little bobber stoppers, so it gives it a little bit of time. And then below I have one of my jigs, and I'm going to actually keep these setups, and I will catch fish on these. I'm not going to do anything besides film myself catching fish on these after I've set them up and put them away and explained them. So this is what I'll probably use for like ponds, panfish like bluegill, crappie, yellow perch, stuff like that. Or stock trout in, Silver Creek or anywhere where the ODNR stocks trout at, you can use little jigs. Tipped with maggots is a very popular thing up on the Grand in the fall and stuff like that for steelhead. And that egg too, those egg pattern stuff, they smash it. This is going to be for a bigger fish. The versatility of those hair jigs really came with pike. So, if you can see here, I have a big cigar bobber. This is 30-pound line.
Can we put it down a little?
Yeah. The cigar bobber there has 20 or 30-pound line on this Shakespeare setup that I use for catfish and in rivers and stuff. It's a slip bobber as well. I have a steel leader. Remember I said all those fish like trout, walleye, stuff like that, pike, steel leaders, because they have teeth. Well, this is also a hair jig that I tied, and it's got some orange and an actual, that white stuff in there is actual buck, or not buck, but doe tail that I shot this year. I preserved it and then cut it off my doe and then used it to tie my own lures, which I'm going to catch fish on. You can tip these with minnows and let them run down the river. I put mine pretty deep because I can always, my setup deep first, because I can always cut my steel leader here. And if I want to drop it 2-3 feet, my setup can now be here all together. You know, it could be a 2-3 foot setup instead of a 6 to 8 foot setup. Over here, I'm just going to show you guys a couple other things. Joe flies. This is actually kind of what got me motivated to start. These are pieces of art. Joe flies are amazing. They work really well with any species. So, and then eagle claw. These are for my favorite bottom rigs. I said that I didn't have any steel leaders on hand. This is what you'd want to buy at Walmart for like $3.33. Here's some of the flash materials in different colors. I have some orange marabou here. I have pheasant feathers. I have all kinds of tying stuff. I also have the marabou that I bought for this video is made by Winter Hope Fly and River. So that's who made this. This is their orange and light pink, and that's what we use. So it's Winter's Hope Fly and River. I was trying to read it backwards through the thing, but that's the marabou, and they send you a good amount to tie plenty of these. So the first person that likes and subscribes to this video and this channel, I will actually go ahead and send this to you in the mail. And the second person that likes and comments and subscribes, if you're a subscriber, you like and comment, I'm giving away these two today. Comment on the video and tell me which one. Thanks. Bye.